Welcome to Group 1 case study video for EMT 2132 corrosion. The task in hand is to develop and implement effective corrosion prevention measurements to enhance the durability and longevity of materials. These are the and group members that contributed to the case study. In this case study, we'll go over a simple introduction and then we will inspect some of our specimens from inside and outside, a brief explanation, and what we can conclude from this case study. Eva, and today I will introduce to you to what is corrosion, how it occurs, and what is corrosion prevention. Corrosion is a natural process where a refined metal is converted into a much stable form, such as oxide, hydroxide, and sulfide, through a reaction with its environment. To the deterioration of the metal, often resulting in reduced strength, altered surface properties, or even structural failures. Corrosion happens when metal degrades due to chemical or electrochemical reactions. This process is primarily caused by exposure to oxygen, moisture, and other substances like salts and corrosion prevention refers to the method and strategies used to eliminate or reduce
the material and apparatus. In this experiment, we use 4 nails and 1 spray painting.
Materials from rust and other form of degradation, simultaneously expanding their lifespan and reducing maintenance costs. These techniques aim to protect materials
This is the method. First, material selection. We selected one type of metal that is commonly used in daily life. We decided to use nails as our material. Second, corrosion prevention method. Out of 4 samples, 2 samples were treated with corrosion prevention method. We used painting spray. The other 2 samples were left untreated to act as control sample. Next, environmental exposure. 4 samples were placed in 2 different environments. 2 samples were placed outdoor, 1 treated and 1 untreated sample were placed outside. The other 2 samples were placed indoor, 1 treated and 1 untreated sample were placed inside a house. Next, observation and monitoring. The sample were observed every 2 days for 2 weeks. During each observation, we check for any sign of rust or corrosion. Photos were taken to record the change and compare the treated and untreated sample in both environments.
The surface remain unchanged, both uncoated and coated show no sign of rust, and the spray paint coating remains of outdoor exposure. The spray coating on the nails began to wear in several areas. However, indoor samples have no visible signs of corrosion were observed. Both samples remain free from rust. The nail coated with spray show areas where the coating had partially worn off, exposing parts of the original surface. Despite this, no visible signs of corrosion, such as reddish brown rust, were observed. Meanwhile, for indoors, uncoated show no signs of corrosion at all. The spray paint layer on the coated samples appears
On the day 9,
but
for the
still
outdoors,
cover the surface.
the nail coated with the spray exhibit areas where the protective layer had partially worn off and exposing the section of the original nail surface. Despite the degradation, no visible sign of corrosion such as reddish or brown rust were observed. And for the indoors nails, for the also remain free of any corrosion and had slightly thinner spray coating that continued to cover the surface adequately. For the day 11, also without any visible no sign of corrosion for both of outdoor and indoor. That's all. On the final day of our testing, the nail placed outdoor despite of being exposed to the multiple cycle of rain and sunlight has still shown no sign of corrosion. This resistance is likely attributed to the zinc coating applied during the manufacturing, which functioned as a protective layer of barrier against the environmental degradation. Similar to the store indoors, also exhibit no visible change or rust, while the spray paint layer appeared to have slightly faded over time, but it's remained intact and continue to provide
Next, why
a
some material
protection
will
to
not
the
corrode?
nail surface.
There are
That's
4
all for the
possible
monitoring
reasons why
part.
some material
Thank
will
you.
not corrode or the corrosion rate might be slower due to 4 reasons, which is environmental condition, short exposure time, protective coating, and material composition. The last one is possibility of aluminum nails. Next factor is protective coating or material composition. The nail coated with grease were protected by a physical barrier that prevent water and oxygen from reaching the surface. This significantly slowed down the corrosion rate even in more exposed environment. While for the uncoated nails, it likely due to the factory apply surface treatment
Explanation
that
why
limit the
corrosion
or
might
slow
happen.
down the
First,
corrosion rate.
environmental
The last one is
conditions.
possibility
Low
of
humidity or
aluminum
no
nails.
rain.
Some
If kept indoors
nails
or
were
in
made
dry,
from
sunny
aluminium,
weather, there's
which
not
does not
enough
rust like
moisture
iron.
to start
Instead,
rusting.
aluminium
No
form a protective
condensation
outside
if the
layer
temperature
called
hasn't caused
aluminium
heating
oxide
or
when exposed to
deformation
air.
on the metal.
Aluminium
My
remains
name
The
is
steel
Nur
stay
Alia
in
Maisara
dry.
binti
Good
Roslan and my
ventilation.
metric number
Outdoor
is
air movement and evaporate water quickly
J23A077242.
limiting
There
corrosion.
is some of key points that
Second,
we
short
observe from the
exposure time.
experiment,
2
which
weeks
is
is not always
influence of
enough to
manufacturing
trigger
layer,
visual rusting,
no visible
especially
corrosion
if
observed,
there
and
is no
effectiveness
wetness
of
contact,
surface treatment. We
dry
successfully
or clean
evaluated the
condition
effectiveness of
in
corrosion
environment
prevention
that are
using
dry
the
or
spray
keep clean.
coating on my
The
steel
formation
nails.
of rust
Over
is
14 days,
significantly slower.
we observed
Under this condition,
all
it could
four
take weeks for
samples,
any signs
coated
of
and
the
uncoated,
rust to
were
appear
placed
on the steel.
indoors and outdoors,
Corrosion
which
needs
is
time to
surprisingly,
accumulate and
none of
become
them show
visible.
visible
It may
sign of
already be
rust.
starting at a
The result
microscopic
demonstrates
level
that
but is
we
not
compare
visible
with
yet.
uncoated materials, the application of a protective coating such as spray paint particularly slows down the corrosion process. Moreover, the environmental factors like humidity, sunlight exposure, and air circulation also have an important impact on how quickly the corrosion forms. Overall, this experiment highlights the value of surface treatments in corrosion management and shows that environmental factors alone may not be enough to cause corrosion quickly without any current exposure to more extreme environments. Thank you.